Great. So this is a video demo for an app that I built in React. Well, it's a full stack application. The front end is React. The back end I did with SpringBoot. So that's in Java. And this is the app. I don't have it up and running. It's not live yet. Experiencing some technical difficulties trying to get the back end up and running. But I'm going to do that. But yeah, basically. So for my backend code, which I wrote in IntelliJ, idea got for my backend, I have two classes, movie and review, which are basically it sets up the model, what the what's called the table is gonna look like. So yeah, the movie object has the following properties. The object ID string title, object ID, the IMDb for each of the movies, movie title, release date, trailer link, etc., etc. And then I have these ones are lists, and then I've got backdrops for my front end. So now this model, the application begins here. This is the entry point, and it goes to the movie controller, which for now I just have endpoints to get all movies and to get a single movie. Now this here, it calls on the movie service class, which where is it? Which here calls on a movie repository, which the movie repository is an interface that communicates with MongoDB. So all the methods to communicate with MongoDB, like find by ID, get all, the CRUD operations basically. These are done. Spring Boot allows me to use annotations to create interfaces and classes to communicate with the database. So yeah, that's basically it. I've got two methods here to get all movies and to get single movies in my service. And this is called in my controller, my movie controller. And a similar architecture exists in the review. My review, this is my model for the review. And the controller looks like that. And I've got the path up there as well. Yeah, so this one, it just has an endpoint to create a review, which we'll see in the front end soon. So the service calls the repository interface to communicate with the database, which returns to the service and then in turn returns to the controller. Yeah, so that's it for the back end. For my front end, sorry about that. For my front end, which I built in React, I've got a lot of different components that I put together to make it. But most importantly, the API, I used Axios. Right now, I've got my API running in localhost. This URL here, I used an app called ngrok. Ngrok basically allows me to share my local host with anyone around the world. And so if I have say an API running in my local host, I can use ngrok to do, I think they described this as tunneling. And once I do that, it runs in my command line like that. And so all I have to do is copy. Oh, yeah, I just need to copy. Okay. Yeah, I just need to copy this forward and URL, and anyone can run whatever is on my is running on my local host. So yeah, that's it for Yeah, so I've got this, and I've got the header set to this to take care of course restrictions. So yeah, that's it. And then so I've got a header, I've got a hero uh, component, and then my home puts the header and the hero together. I've got a review form for the review page. And I used a lot of Bootstrap for some of the components like the header and the hero and the form. So that's it for my front end. The code is going to be on GitHub for you. But yeah, basically, let's reload this page. Yeah, so this is the application. I called it Movie Flicks. So this logo, um, uh, as all web applications do, brings us to the home page. For feature improvements, I'm gonna implement authentication so that I can have users sign in and add movies to their watch lists. These are just aesthetics for now. Uh, I don't know if that last part was captured, but basically I was saying that the the login and the submit button, those are just aesthetics now. Yeah, these are just aesthetics now. So for future improvements, I'm going to implement authentication so that users can add movies to their watch lists. So we're gonna wait for this to load, and then I'll demonstrate a little bit of how this works. All right, so here we've got the carousel, which is I got this component from Bootstrap. It's really easy to implement. You feed it the images that you want. So that's the backdrop from the backend and the poster. And then these play buttons and these other buttons, I just use Bootstrap. So yeah, you can just scroll through. I've got just 10 movies in my backend. Now hitting the play button takes you to the trailer of the movie. So this is just an app that shows you the trailers. So let's wait for that to load. My computer's running low.
Det utrolige er ikke umulig.
Okay, yeah, so that's basically it. Um, let's see one more trailer. Let's do this one. And for the player, I used something called React Player.
We are gathered here today to say goodbye to Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots, you are down to your last life. You need to retire.
Oh, brother cats, sister kitties, meet your new roommate.
Well,
I'm supposed to be a fearless hero, a legend.
This is a person party. That's your party.
So this is what...
Yeah, so I use React Player. It has a YouTube algorithm embedded into it that allows you to play videos. So yeah, that's basically it. And then the last feature that I implemented is the reviews, as we saw in the back end. So let's pick a movie. So clicking on the review button should take you to the reviews component or page that I created. A poster should load here shortly. Yeah, it did. Then I can review, and then when I submit it, it should call a post method from React and push it to my database and basically add it to the list of reviews. It's taken a while, but when we go back to my homepage, I've left reviews on some of these other movies here. Yeah, so when it's done loading, this is what the reviews look like, basically. So yeah, that is the app. So for future improvements, I'm gonna implement the login and the button and um, create an operation for adding to watch list. So that is the app.